Hello! Today we're going to be learning Wires in the Way by SiR. So let's jump right into it. So the first chord that we're going to use is an F augmented chord. And how we know this is an augmented chord, so if I just play a normal F major triad, right, root, third, fifth, so all I'm doing is raising the fifth of the chord, so that would be a C in this case, this note. I'm just raising it up a semitone, right, so just one fret. So now we have F, A, and then C sharp. And that's going to give us our augmented chord. And then I'm playing this note on the B string because that's also just F, right? So our full chord, we have root, third, sharp 5, and then root again. So you're not going to see this kind of chord too often, but it's kind of like the central chord of this song. So starting on our F augmented, and we're just going to strum that once. Right, and we're going to let that ring out for the whole measure. So that's going to be 4 beats. So 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to our next chord. And that's just going to be a G sharp major chord. We're not going to play the full chord. We're just going to play a triad version of it, right? So that would be our G sharp major triad. And this would be our root note. And we're going to do the same thing for that chord, where we're just strumming one time. So we're going to strum it once, and we're just going to let it ring out for 4 beats. So far, we have right, and that's 4 beats each for those chords. Now once we play that chord, we're going to move down, and we're going to play a G sharp minor 7. And this chord we're only letting ring out for 2 beats, right? So 1, 2. So far, we have our F augmented chord. We have our G sharp major triad with the root on the low E string, and then we're moving to our G sharp minor 7. Right, and it's 4 beats on the F augmented. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2. Now we're just going to play a small fill. So the fill goes like this. Right? So we're going to be on the high E string. We're going to start on fret number 1. Go up to fret number 2. And then fret number 4. Then back to 2. So 1, 2, 4, 2. Back to 1. And now we're going to move to this F sharp major 7 chord. And you could play it like this, you know, the traditional version that you play an E shape major 7 chord. But instead, I like to play it where my thumb is covering our root note. That's going to be fret 2 on the low E. And then I'm actually playing this note on the high E, which normally if you play this shape, you'd have that high E string muted. But in this case, we are going to include it because I believe that's what he does in the song. And if he doesn't, I think it sounds nice for this arrangement. Right? So we're just playing our normal shape, but we're adding in fret 1 on the high E. Right? And that note's always present. Anytime you play this major 7 chord shape, like no matter where you play it, this note is always part of the chord. So just know that. Right, so we left off. And for that chord, you're just going to let it ring out for 2 beats. So 2. And then we're going to move back up to our G sharp major chord that we played before. And we're just going to play that chord for 1 beat. So we're down here at our F sharp major 7. So we're just walking back up to our F augmented chord, right? So we're going to have our 2 beats on our F sharp, 1 beat on our G sharp, and then we're going right back to F augmented. I'm playing my F sharp major 7 arpeggio. I'm starting on fret 9, and I'm down picking the entire thing. So fret 9, I'm down picking. Fret 8, I'm down picking on the D string. Fret 6 on the G, and fret 6 on the B, I'm also down picking. Then I'll either hammer on the next note, so that would be fret number 7 on the B string, or I'll just pick it out, and I'm not going to down pick that, I'm going to up pick that. Right, from there I'm just alternate picking. And then he just goes right into playing the G sharp major chord, and we're right back into our progression, right? So we're right back into playing here, the minor 7. So let's talk about the notes that we're playing when we play this F sharp major 7 arpeggio. So we're starting on the root note, which is F sharp. We're moving up to A sharp, which is the 3rd of the chord. So F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, which is the 5th. Then we're moving up to F, which is going to be the 7th. And then we're going back to the root note, which is F sharp. Back to F, right? So it's going to be back to the 7th. So root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, root, 7th. And then we're making this move instead of going back to the 5, because for the F sharp major 7 arpeggio, this note C sharp is going to be the 5th. We're actually going to go to the flat 5, which is C. And the reason that we're doing this is because it sets up our movement to our G sharp major, right? Because G sharp major, the C is actually the 3rd in that, right? And if you know your music theory, you know that for major and minor chords, the 3rd is the most important note in determining the quality, right? So what makes a major chord and a minor chord is going to be that 3rd, because all you have to do from playing a G sharp major to a G sharp minor is just flatten that 3rd note by 1 semitone, right? So moving down from C to B. So that's the reason why we're playing that. It might sound a bit weird that in that F sharp major 7 arpeggio, we're playing a flat 5. It doesn't really make sense, right? It doesn't fit because normally we want to play C sharp, not C. but it actually makes a lot of sense because it's setting up our move to the next chord, which is that G sharp major triad, right? Because that's the third. That's right in the middle of that chord. So just if you were wondering, like, why is he playing that arpeggio? What's going on there? It's literally just an F sharp major 7 arpeggio. So it just mirrors this chord, right? And then the reason he's playing that C instead of that C sharp is just because he wants to set up the movement to the next chord, right? Normally he would want to play a C sharp because that's just the fifth of the chord, or the fifth of the arpeggio, but he wants to move down to the G sharp. So instead he chooses to play that flat 5, and it adds a lot of tension, right? So like if I were to just play a normal F sharp major 7 arpeggio, so let's say instead of playing this note, I play this note. So this is like a bit of a stretch. So let's say instead of playing a normal F sharp major 7 arpeggio, or a normal F sharp major 7 chord, I instead played this, right? So we're going from, it just adds a lot more tension, so it sounds a lot nicer when you resolve it, right? Because if I just play this, and then I move down, that sounds pretty good, right? But if I play instead, and sorry, this chord is a bit of a stretch, it sounds a lot nicer to resolve that because that note is so dissonant, right? It doesn't fit there. So you want it to go somewhere, right? Your ear wants it to resolve. You don't want to stay on that note because it's super dissonant. So that's just in general, when you see things like a flat 5 in a chord, or a sharp 5, or a flat 9, or a sharp 9, usually the reason for that is because you want to create more tension, right? The artist who wrote the progression, they want to create more tension so that when they move to the next chord, that tension is resolved. So anytime you see that, just keep that idea in mind, that the reason they're doing that is because they want to create tension. And if you understand that, you could also do that when you're doing your own chord progressions, right? So if you were ever writing a chord progression and you know, you wanted to move home, right, to the tonic chord, and let's say you played like a dominant 7 chord right before, you could include a flat 5 in that dominant 7 chord, and it would make the resolution nicer because you're adding more tension. All right, so that was just a note on that F sharp major 7 arpeggio and what's going on. You know, just because I don't want you guys to be playing that and have zero idea, like, why is he playing that? Why did he throw that in there? That's, you know, kind of the reasoning why he would throw something in there like that.